Hey, and welcome back to the Northwoods Church Matters podcast. My name is Matt Higgins. I'm the worship pastor here at Northwoods Church, and I've got a great guest with us. I've got Brianna Sturgeon. She is our kids ministry assistant, and she is a friend, and she is also the only person on staff that loves Coke Zero probably as much as I do. That's a big debate in terms of what is the correct beverage to drink here at church. So we're going to talk to Brianna about her story and get to know her a little bit more. She's been serving for a while here at Northwoods in kids ministry and doing a great job. And just want to take a moment to get to know her. Brianna, where did you grow up?
Here in Evansville, Indiana.
I'm
an East Sider.
You're an East Sider. You knew exactly.
Now, but I grew up on the East Side.
Yeah. Awesome. So what do you remember from childhood?
I remember spending a lot of time outside.
Mm-hmm.
Playing with my friends.
Mm-hmm.
I grew up in the neighborhood behind Washington Square Mall, so there's a lot of roads back there to ride your bike and just hang out, which we did a lot of.
Was the mall actually a mall back then?
It was, and we used to walk up there and go, there was this soda shop. It was like an old 50s style store that they had. I don't remember what it was even called, but you could get milkshakes at the milkshake bar. And
oh, wow.
So we used to walk up to the mall, and they had a pet store in there and with the doggies in the window.
Mm-hmm. What was your first experience with church?
I have gone to church my entire life.
Yeah.
So I have memories of church all in the nursery, which is weird because I don't even have many memories from under the age of 6. Mm-hmm. But I do have memories of the church nursery at First Southern.
Wow.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah. So you grew up going to First Southern? Was that your first church for your family?
That was the first church we went to. And then when I was 5, my parents got a divorce and we ended up at Oak Hill for probably all of elementary school. And then we went to Gateway in Newburgh.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then we went to Riverwind when they started. And
now you're out here. So what were you like as a teenager?
I loved music. Middle school, I played violin and wasn't super passionate about it, but I was decent. But I took piano lessons as well, which then morphed into voice lessons in high school. I was in some musicals. I was in the concert choir. I was in like a trio at church with me and 2 other girls. Mm-hmm.
Did you want to be a singer or a professional musician?
No. I think I wanted to be a teacher. I went to college for about 6 weeks. Mm-hmm. And that was, I think, the goal was that, but it was hard.
Yeah. Well, in a way, your daughter's now following in your footsteps.
Yeah.
Yeah, which is pretty cool.
Yeah.
So her oldest daughter, Callie, tell us about Callie and what she's doing right now.
Yes, Callie is in college. She's finishing up her first year, and she is going to school to be a teacher. Yeah. She loves kids. She's wanted to be a teacher for as long as she's been able to say, I want to be a whatever.
Yeah. And as a parent sending a kid out to college, one of the things you want for your children is for them to go and thrive. And I think that she's been thriving, which has been cool to see.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So how did you come to a relationship with Jesus? Was that early or late? Or
It was early. I don't remember exactly. I know that we were at church as often as the doors were open. You know, Wednesday night, Sunday morning, Sunday night, revivals, all the things. I had great Sunday school teachers and volunteers that poured into all the kids at Oak Hill. And I know it was around Easter time. And I knew that I was lost and needed Jesus to save me and made that decision at a young age.
So how did you struggle after you became a Christian?
I knew I needed Jesus and I knew that Jesus had a plan for my life. But I don't remember discipleship being a thing. I don't remember really having a lot of growth in my middle school and high school years. I went to youth group and went to church camp and did all the things and knew all the right answers. But as far as a personal, close relationship with Jesus that was growing and me seeking him and what he would have for me, I didn't really know how to do that. So late in high school, I strayed away and was just doing the things that I wanted to do, the things that served me. And I really wanted people to like me. I was kind of a follower, so I just wanted to do what my friends were doing. And there were times, I can look back now and see many times in those years where I was given an out, but I didn't take them.
Yeah. The Lord providing a way of escape.
And I see those now. And at that time, I didn't want to do that. I didn't want to do what was right.
Yeah.
Because that's not what my friends were doing.
Yeah.
It was rebellion. I see that now. at the time, I wasn't thinking like, I'm just not going to do what God wants me to do. It wasn't like that. But
yeah, sometimes it takes the Lord just straightening our paths and intervening and helping us to see some of our teenage ways and our rebellious ways is just that. It's rebellion, and we need to come back to Jesus.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I absolutely knew what I was doing was not what the Lord would, it was not the right thing to do.
Yeah.
But
yeah. Let's talk about your family a little bit. Tell me about your husband, Justin. Who is he and what does he do?
Yeah. So Justin is my husband of 16 years, and he works for Spectrum, and he's also a fireman.
Mm-hmm.
He is the division chief at McCutcheonville Fire Department.
Mm-hmm.
He loves that, doing that as his passion thing to do, but he just loves serving the community. And
he's good at what he does.
Yes.
Yeah. So you have 3 children. Tell us about your 3 kids and their personalities and...
Oh, goodness.
Yeah.
Callie is the oldest of the 3. Of course, she's a college student, going to be a teacher. I'm the youngest of 3, so we're very different, I think. She has always had a leader kind of personality, which has served her well, and it's been cool seeing her have her own faith walk with Jesus and have growth. I'm super thankful for Northwoods. That was probably one of the best parenting choices we ever made for our family, was coming to Northwoods. A lot of blessings, and just the people and how they poured into our family and our kids. And yeah, it's been great.
Yeah.
But it's been cool to see each of them.
Yeah.
Yeah, grow in their faith and know what Jesus wants for them, and they're seeking him on their own, and that's really cool.
Yeah. Your next kid's Lila. She's a hoot.
She is. She is a basketball player. She plays for the Racers homeschool team, and she loves Jesus.
Mm-hmm.
And she loves kids, and she loves just people in general, and she likes to have a good time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, she's party in a box.
Yeah.
And then Blake.
And then there's Blake. Yeah, he's the youngest of the 3, and I think God knew we needed a boy last, or I needed a boy last, baby. He's a teenager now, but he's just always was the affectionate one that hugged mom all the time, and he still has that a little bit. He doesn't hug me, but...
But still close to mom.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome. Which kid is most like you and which kid is most like Justin?
Lila is most like Justin.
Really?
Yeah, for sure. Just goofballs and jokester and sensitive, but you don't know that unless you know them closely. I don't really know who's like me. I don't know.
Yeah. Maybe Blake. Maybe Callie. There are sometimes when I hear Callie talk, like I think it's you.
Oh.
And vice versa. Like just the manner that y'all is pretty much similar.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I think that's pretty cool. So what are you currently learning about Jesus?
I am listening and reading through the Bible. I'm doing the Bible recap, which is, I'm not sure how new it is, but I just learned of it this year. A friend shared it on Facebook, and I was like, oh, that sounds good. So there's a thing on the Bible app, and you watch the little recap video after you listen and read it. And of course, right now I'm in the Old Testament. I'm a little behind, but I'm still going forward.
Behind is okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, my discipleship group is doing an Old Testament study.
Oh, cool.
And so it's cool seeing how Jesus is in the whole Bible. And seeing that the covenant promise, it wasn't just for Israel, but it was for all believers. And so that includes me.
Yeah.
And Jesus is faithful, even though I'm stubborn, but God is faithful.
Yeah.
And that he chose me and is using my story for his glory.
Yeah.
So it's just trekking on, taking the next step of faith.
Now, another thing that a lot of people know about you is the chickens.
Oh, gosh.
Yeah. How did you get into the chickens?
I don't know. I mean, before we moved to the house we're in now, we didn't have a fenced-in backyard. And I don't really remember how. I think I had a friend that had backyard chickens, and I didn't really know that was a thing. But I thought it would be super cool to just do with the kids since we were home. And my stepdad at the time worked at Tractor Supply and was able to get us a chicken coop for discounted price.
Yeah.
And so we just did it.
Yeah.
And so we had 12 chickens in this little coop, and we raised them from days old. We bought them at the store. And
the cute little chicks that are at Tractor Supply Company.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we bought a dozen, and thankfully at that time around, we ended up with no roosters. They were all hens.
Mm-hmm.
They were crammed in that little coop. We would let them out, and the dog would chase them around, but, they mainly were in the coop. And then we moved to a house that had more property, and so we made a larger fenced-in run for them, and we've gone through a few flocks now, and we just incubated our own eggs.
Wow, that's a big deal.
So they hatched the day of the Easter egg hunt, and I just put them outside. So they're about 4 weeks old, and we have 6 new little chicks, and that was fun. We have a rooster now from the 6 that we bought last year in March. We had 1 rooster, and so we've kept him, and we thought it would be fun to see what our own backyard eggs would produce.
Yeah. How many chickens do you have right now?
We have 9 hens, a rooster, and 6 chicks.
Wow. You're expanding.
Yeah.
So is the rooster stereotypical? Does it make a lot of noise in the morning, or?
He crows all day, all night.
Really?
Yeah.
It's not just a morning thing.
No. It's all the time.
Does it drive you crazy?
And he's like, if they're out of water or out of food, he's doing it more if you're outside.
Yeah. Just to let you know that, hey, I have needs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And my girls have needs because he's their protector.
Yeah.
So.
The needy chicken.
Yeah.
Yeah. Tell us about the German Shepherd.
I found Roxy actually on my bus route. She was in the middle of the road running to all the cars. We're not sure how she ended up in that situation, but I went back to make sure that she hadn't been hit by a car and found her in the neighborhood. No one recognized her. And so we took her home thinking that someone on Facebook or calling the Humane Society or Animal Control would be looking for her, and no one was. So we kept her, and now we've had her for a year. It was a year in February. So she's great. She's chilled out a lot.
Thank goodness.
Yeah.
Dogs tend to mellow out with age.
Yeah.
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 So
and
we love her. She's a great addition to our zoo.
your menagerie of animals there.
Yeah.
And he's okay with the chickens too.
Yeah, she loves the chickens. She has been in there going in behind me, and she doesn't try to go after them or anything. Now, there's a fence between her and the chickens most of the time, and she'll just, for fun, just run up and
scare the chickens.
Yeah, and scare them, and they all fly away, and then she just turns around and walks off. Like, you know.
Done her job for the day. Get the chickens moving.
Yeah.
Give them some exercise. And you're a bus driver in your spare time.
Yeah.
Yeah. For EBSC. Cool.
Yeah, this is my 3rd year, and I really, really enjoy it.
Yeah. Let's get into some fun questions. So, what is the first concert you ever attended?
The cathedrals.
What? The cathedrals?
Yes.
You and Bobby Pell.
I know. See, I always say, Bobby and I have this connection with the cathedrals. So my parents love gospel music. And so I grew up listening to the Gaithers and the cathedrals, and many of our people from our church that went to Washington Avenue know that Ernie Haas started singing with the cathedrals. And so my mom was a youth leader when he was in the youth group and was friends with his mom. I think that's probably part of why we went to all those concerts. But anytime they were in Evansville, we would go. My cousins and I, we would get all dressed up, and we'd sit on the floor in front of the stage in line for the whole concert.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And then George Yance would come out at the end and do the laughing song, and we just thought it was the best part of the whole show. So
I thought for sure you were going to say NSYNC.
No. So besides the cathedrals, the next concert that I went to was Garth Brooks. My sister took me to see Garth Brooks. I'm not sure how I ended up going with her. I'm not sure if a friend ended up not being able to go and she took me, or if she bought the tickets for us to go together. I don't really know.
Yeah. Did you ever see NSYNC back in the Bay?
Yes.
Yes. Yeah.
In St. Louis, I believe.
So here's the question from your era, which is NSYNC or Backstreet Boys?
Oh, I was actually a Backstreet Boys fan first, but I enjoyed NSYNC more.
Yeah.
But I liked 98 Degrees too.
Yeah, there are all sorts of different...
LFO, all the boy bands. I just loved all the boy bands.
Yeah, I mean, once the boy bands came out, there started to be all these different iterations of boy bands.
I was not really into New Kids on the Block, only because that was like half a generation before me.
Yeah. My wife, Dana, she went to go see New Kids, and the opening act was Milli Vanilli. So she got to see Milli Vanilli lip sync.
Oh, fun.
Which would have been fun. What is the worst food ever?
Green olives.
Green olives.
I don't like green olives, but there's a lot of foods that I just can't bring myself to try that other people would probably say are the worst. Like anchovies. They look hairy to me. I just can't. I just like, ugh. Yeah, I just can't even try them.
Yeah.
I worked at Taroni's when I was in high school, and yeah, ugh. I can deal with the smell, but just the way they look, I can't imagine putting that in my mouth.
Ugh. Yeah, gross.
Liver. Justin really likes liver.
Oh, I love liver.
I just can't get past what it looks like in the imagining what it would feel like in my mouth.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, just can't.
Yeah, for me, it's got to be fried, though. Fried liver is a lot better than just straight up.
My nan always put her gizzards and liver in gravy when I was growing up. And my uncle, I remember he would be like, I want the livers out of that. Ugh. I don't even know what I think it would feel like, but I just can't.
Yeah. Who is someone that you miss?
The obvious answer would be Callie. I just miss her being around.
Yeah.
It's cool to see her thriving where she is and becoming an adult and doing her own thing. And it's just been an adjustment. It's been hard with her being gone. And
yeah. But you get to teach somebody new how to drive.
Yeah. And then in less than a year, we're going to be doing the next one.
Oh, my goodness.
So,
wow. That's a huge rite of passage.
Yeah.
Wow. What profession would you like to try other than the one you currently have?
Anything with newborns and new moms. After I had Blake and I nursed all three of my kids, and I thought for a long time, like being a lactation consultant would be really cool. Just to be able to be there at those beginning moments, just trying to help a new mom, have those moments with her infant. And I don't know. I just think that would be cool.
Oh, wow. That's cool. What do you do to relax? Do you relax?
No, I have to sleep. If I want to relax, I just have to go to sleep. Yeah. Because my brain just doesn't shut off.
Yeah. Are you a napper or?
Yeah, sometimes.
Yeah.
Even if I can get in like a 30-minute nap, that'll at least hold me over until 9:30 when I go to bed. When the rest of my household is awake until at least midnight.
Yeah. Yeah.
They're night owls, but I am not.
I'm with you. What is your favorite music album?
This is hard because I wanted to say, Matt, what genre? Because we just love music. So our whole family, we just listen to all kinds of things.
Yeah.
So I have two. Carpenter's Greatest Hits.
We've only just begun.
I know.
Yeah.
Or Michael Bublé, Call Me Irresponsible. Those are my two favorites.
The tops.
Probably.
Have you seen Bublé?
I have.
Yeah.
Justin surprised me and took me a couple of years ago in Louisville, and that was a pretty sweet concert.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's fun. What is your favorite dessert?
I really like creme brulee.
Wow. Okay. Can you make that at home, or have you tried to make it at home?
I have not tried. I don't have a torch. I bought some. Aldi sells these like single serve ones. You just take the top off and put it in under the broiler for like 2 minutes or less. Just enough to crisp the sugar on top. It's not the same. It's still good, but I don't know. I'll have to try it.
Yeah. What's the best creme brulee you've ever had? Do you remember one that's above the others?
I've had it at Bonefish, and it was pretty good. Second Language and Pangea.
Yeah.
They have really good ones.
Oh, I bet. Yeah.
So I would like to have some different flavored ones. I think Second Language has those. We just have only been there like twice.
Yeah.
And one of those times we did not have creme brulee. We had some other fancy dessert.
Yeah.
So.
Second Language is pretty great.
It is.
Yeah. Cool.
We like all the weird food.
Yeah. Well, Brianna, thanks for coming and spending some time letting us get to know you. And you'll see Brianna on Sunday mornings, usually by the kids' checkout station, making sure all our technology works. And if you see her, come say hi. And we're so thankful that she's serving on staff with us. And we'll see you next time.
See ya.
Thanks for tuning in to the Northwoods Church Matters podcast. If you'd like to find out more about Northwoods Church, you can visit us at our website, www.northwoodschurch.org. Again, that's www.northwoodschurch.org.